How do wars reshape the very fabric of military power, technology, and alliances? In the Gulf, the conflict that erupted after U.S. and Israeli strikes on Iran in February 2026 has triggered more than just a regional crisis. It's ignited a transformative arms race, forcing states to reimagine their security and their diplomacy through the lens of next-generation laser weapons. For 10 weeks now, the Strait of Hormuz has been blockaded. This narrow waterway, responsible for 1/5 of global seaborne oil traffic, has become the world's most critical choke point. Oil tankers sit idle, prices have soared, and supply chains have fractured. But for Gulf capitals, the blockade's meaning goes far beyond economics. Suddenly, every drone, every missile, every threat in the sky has become an existential problem. The old certainties of U.S. security guarantees and traditional air defense have been thrown into doubt. Now, the search for answers is pushing the region toward a new era of military innovation. Across the Gulf, the turn to laser weapons is as urgent as it is unprecedented. The United Arab Emirates, long a leader in military technology, has rapidly deployed both Chinese-made laser systems and Israel's Iron Beam, loaned directly from Israel's own arsenal. The UAE is also seeking to expand its options, negotiating with American firms and partnering with European and U.S. companies to co-develop new laser systems. For the UAE, diversification isn't just about technology, it's about hedging its bets in an increasingly unpredictable world. Oman, often seen as the region's quiet mediator, has quietly entered the fray. In late 2025, transport company photos revealed the delivery of Chinese-made laser weapons to Omani forces. The move is strategic. Oman sits at the mouth of the Strait of Hormuz, and its security calculus has shifted from balancing neighbors to directly addressing high-tech threats. Saudi Arabia, the Gulf's largest military spender, has moved quickly to test and reportedly acquire up to 8 Chinese Silent Hunter laser systems. Riyadh's ambition doesn't stop there. It is now considering the purchase of American-made laser weapons, seeking the reliability and technological edge that U.S. systems are known for. Saudi officials are clear. The goal is to defend critical infrastructure and oil facilities from the kinds of drone and missile attacks that have proliferated since the Iran war began. Qatar, too, is adapting. It has opened talks to acquire Turkish Steel Dome air defense systems, which include integrated lasers. For Qatar, the stakes are not only about defense, but about asserting technological independence and securing a place in the evolving Gulf security architecture. What's driving this laser arms race? Cost is a big factor. Traditional missile defense is expensive and often slow to resupply, as the war has shown. Laser weapon shots, by contrast, cost as little as $3 to $5 each, according to manufacturers. For governments now facing the threat of massed drone swarms and cruise missiles, that's a game changer. The speed of light is suddenly a weapon, and one that can be fired again and again, so long as there's enough power. But it's not just about affordability or firepower. The Iran war has exposed the risks of relying solely on American arms. U.S. munitions have become harder to procure, a reality driven by global demand and shifting priorities in Washington. Gulf states, eager to maintain operational readiness, are diversifying suppliers, turning to China, Israel, Turkey, and Europe. This isn't a rejection of the U.S., but an adaptation to new realities. The West remains a key partner, but the Gulf's future is one of many partnerships, not just one. At the heart of this transformation is Israel's Iron Beam. Originally designed to defend Israeli skies, Iron Beam is now a headline feature of Gulf defense. Its range of 10 kilometers and track record, shooting down drones launched by Hezbollah, make it a sought-after asset. But Iron Beam is still new. Israeli officials acknowledge that at least 14 more batteries are needed for full effectiveness, and the system itself is best seen as a complement to, not a replacement for, traditional missile interceptors. As laser weapons are rushed into service, operational realities are setting in. The Gulf is a harsh environment. High humidity, dust storms, and extreme temperatures all degrade laser performance. Saudi Arabia's experience with Chinese lasers has revealed these challenges firsthand, with reports of reduced effectiveness during sandstorms or in the intense summer heat. Even advanced systems like Iron Beam face limits. In optimal conditions, lasers can neutralize a drone or rocket in seconds, but weather can turn a high-tech shield into a costly liability. This tension between promise and limitation has led to intense experimentation. Gulf militaries are learning on the fly, integrating Western, Chinese, and Turkish systems, and testing their interoperability. You're watching Today in Context, where we go beyond the headlines to explain the forces shaping the world around us. If this kind of analysis helps you make sense of the bigger picture, like the video, and subscribe for more. Training, maintenance, and logistics are all being rewritten in real time. There's no playbook for this kind of rapid technological adoption, especially as the threat landscape evolves daily. For the United States and its allies, this arms race is both a challenge and an opportunity. Washington has encouraged Gulf partners to modernize their defenses and to shoulder more of their own security burdens. The proliferation of laser weapons, especially those sourced from Western companies, aligns with this vision, provided integration, training, and operational effectiveness can be achieved. At the same time, the presence of Chinese and Turkish systems reflects the Gulf's determination to avoid single-source dependence and to maximize resilience. Lasers are not a silver bullet. They are a powerful tool, but only part of a layered defense. The Iran war has shown the limits of even the most sophisticated technology. Drone and missile attacks are often coordinated, overwhelming any single system. The need for redundancy, rapid repair, and international cooperation has never been clearer. Indeed, the war is pushing Gulf states to deepen not just military but also diplomatic ties, with the U.S., with Europe, with East Asia, and with Israel. Israel's position in this new Gulf order is especially significant. Once diplomatically isolated, Israel is now a vital partner for states seeking the latest in defensive technology. The Iron Beam loan to the UAE reflects not only shared security interests, but also a growing willingness to collaborate on sensitive military projects. For Israel, this is a strategic opportunity to demonstrate the effectiveness of its technology, build lasting alliances, and contribute to regional stability. Israeli officials have framed these partnerships as mutually beneficial, focused on collective defense rather than competition. For China, the sale of laser systems is part of a broader strategy to expand its influence in the Gulf. Chinese manufacturers have offered attractive terms and rapid delivery, appealing to states seeking alternatives to traditional suppliers. But the operational challenges faced by Chinese systems in the Gulf's climate have highlighted the value of Western and Israeli technology, especially when it comes to sustained performance in extreme conditions. This technological scramble is reshaping Gulf security doctrine. The old reliance on static, layered air defenses and foreign guarantees is giving way to a model built on flexibility and rapid innovation. Gulf states are investing not only in hardware, but in research, training, and domestic production. Partnerships with Western firms have accelerated, with joint ventures aimed at tailoring laser technology to the region's unique needs. Economic consequences are mounting. The blockade of Hormuz has underscored the vulnerability of global energy flows and the centrality of Gulf security to the world economy. States are racing to protect critical infrastructure, from oil refineries to desalination plants, not only to maintain revenue, but to preserve political stability at home. The viability of laser weapons, and the alliances formed around them, could determine whether the Gulf remains a reliable energy supplier or becomes a persistent flashpoint. The risks are considerable. As laser weapons proliferate, there are concerns about escalation and unintended consequences. The technology is still evolving, and widespread deployment increases the chances of accidents, miscalculations, or technological failures at critical moments. Integration of diverse systems from multiple suppliers also raises questions about compatibility and secure communications. For Western partners, ensuring that advanced technology does not fall into hostile hands is an ongoing concern. Yet the logic of diversification is powerful. The war has exposed the limits of single-source dependence, not just on weapons but on alliances and supply chains. Gulf states are using the crisis to build new relationships, forge joint ventures, and push for greater self-reliance. This is not a rejection of the U.S.-led security order, but a pragmatic evolution shaped by the realities of a more contested and uncertain world. The story of laser weapons in the Gulf is ultimately a story of accelerated change. It's about the ways in which war can force societies, technologies, and alliances to evolve, sometimes in unpredictable directions. Every system deployed, every partnership signed, is a response to the urgent insecurity unleashed by the Iran war, but also a bet on a new kind of future. The Iran war has not only upended regional security and global energy markets, it has catalyzed a new era of competition and realignment in the Gulf. Laser weapons are both the symbol and the test of this future, a future defined by rapid innovation, diplomatic ingenuity, and the relentless search for security in a world where old certainties no longer apply. The choices made now about technology, alliances, and strategy will echo far beyond the Gulf, shaping the contours of power and stability for years to come. The stories that define tomorrow are already unfolding today. Subscribe to Today in Context for clear, grounded analysis of the events shaping our world, one story at a time.